Who's got that one gaming clip? She got the zoomies. Yummy. Water is good for drinking. Wef, wef, wef. Dogs be like. I mean, have you ever tried lapping up water like a dog, just putting it in a bowl and flicking at it with your tongue? You should try it sometime. It gives you a newfound appreciation for the work dogs gotta put in to stay hydrated, and the fact that we don't. Hi again, guys, and welcome to the end of human interaction. All those posts come from a Twitter account called Dead Internet at its Finest, a name derived from the Dead Internet Theory. Dead Internet Theory states that most activity on the internet in the modern day is not real, and it died sometime in 2016 or 2017. That nowadays, it's all bots and artificial intelligence, where posts are fed to you via a tightly controlled algorithm, and that the chances of anything you read or respond to on the internet coming from an actual person are incredibly low. This theory almost feels like it's become more valid since the advent of AI like ChatGPT and its ability to simulate human conversation and writing, and also as the quality of Twitter replies has severely degraded to absolute slop, ever since Elon Musk bought that circle of hell and brought it down a layer lower. Here's one post that perfectly captures both of these issues. As an AI language model, I am unable to access external links or content. In order to assist you better, please provide me with the specific details or information you would like me to address or discuss. And in the replies to a tweet saying the poster physically can't read articles, wow, this article presents such a unique perspective on climate change. That's interesting. I never knew dolphins were so intelligent and social. Interesting article. It provides useful insight into the current situation. Just robots trapped in purgatory with no one for company except other facsimiles of people. It's admittedly funny to watch bots struggle to simulate human communication, but these things used to be relegated to KSI racist robot videos. And even for those, the tech for chatbots was dog shit and not super accessible. Meanwhile, these days, ChatGPT is available to all, where one of the only things preventing it from running rampant across the internet is supposedly its lack of access to scraping modern-day articles and outside information. But there's this site called Character AI that uses ChatGPT to simulate talking to fictional characters, where anyone can make their own. There are even dozens on dozens of chatbots literally simulating a discussion with me. People post their interactions with these bots to my subreddit. I've got level 2 autism. Need to grind XP. Bro said level 2 autism like he boutta evolve. I just caught a shiny autism. Nah. People then laugh at it and say, oh my god, Kwite would actually say that. I like to think, no, I don't think I would, but I'm not really sure. This seems like a joke I might have made in response to the right text post. It doesn't really matter because if people can't tell the difference, it makes me feel very replaceable. Dead Internet Theory probably started on 4chan with less than academic sources to back it, but in the years since crawling out of its slimy eggshell, it's taken on more legitimacy. There have been reports from as early as 2016 that bot activity surpassed human activity on the entire internet. Some say that while most internet content is still probably human-made right now, we could be trending in the direction of the internet mostly being machine-generated in just a few years' time. There are several examples of things that we usually take for granted as written by humans possibly being replaced by bot content. A few months ago, Sports Illustrated, an almost century-old magazine publication, got massive accusations that it had been posting AI articles written by fake authors with AI-generated pictures and names sporting their own AI-generated bios. The Guardian mentioned one bio of a fake person who's not real, meaning I can bully them as much as I want, and they are supposedly named Sora Tanaka. Sora has always been a fitness guru and loves to try different foods and drinks. Miss Tanaka is thrilled to bring her fitness and nutritional expertise to the product reviews team. Promises to bring you nothing but the best of the best. Oh, you like trying drinks and food, Sora? You think that's fucking impressive? You're a hack, and you'll be run out of this industry because of your subpar reporting. These articles read like bot-generated biographies that they make for YouTubers like me who don't get Wikipedia pages. They're either hastily cobbled together in broken English or copied directly from one of the two places a coherent sentence about me actually exists. Volleyball is one of the most popular sports in the world, and for good reason. It's fast-paced, has a high skill ceiling, and is generally an exciting sport to both play and watch. Even people who don't watch sports can easily understand the intensity and skill required to play volleyball whenever they watch clips. There's a reason why it's been such a mainstay in modern sports to this day. This type of writing, it's not new to me, but instead of seeing this level of writing on ad-filled click farms, we're seeing the shit on a publication that has won Pulitzer Prizes. Sports Illustrated denies that these articles were written by AI, or at least that they were knowingly publishing AI articles. But even if you take them at their word, you've got other publications like BuzzFeed openly sharing their plans to incorporate AI into their future business model. Their stock rose and investors were excited when BuzzFeed said it would be using an AI in a limited capacity to write quizzes. They said they weren't going to write articles, but only a few months after that announcement, BuzzFeed also started publishing AI-generated travel guide articles. They read like the fill-in-the-blank thank you cards Greg Heffley's mom made him send to his extended family after Christmas. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nepal? The Himalayas? Haven't we heard of that already? Now, I know what you're thinking. Cape May? What is that, some kind of mayonnaise brand? I know what you're thinking. Isn't Stockholm that freezing, gloomy city in the north that nobody cares about? These were supposedly written by human authors with the help of AI, but part of the opening tagline between these 3 different articles, supposedly written by 3 different people, follows nearly the same format in all of them. Several others that I haven't mentioned here do as well. I think the reason dead internet theory seems like more and more of a reality is a result of AI technology getting as good as ChatGPT is, and then that tech becoming available for anybody to use. The democratization of generative text has led to people using it for anything and everything. Late last year, Pew Research found that in America, 1 in 5 teenagers from ages 13 to 17 use ChatGPT on their schoolwork. It's to the point where it's necessary for teachers to use tools that can detect if an essay or other assignment has used ChatGPT to write it. But the tools themselves are faulty. There are several accounts of students who wrote their papers legitimately having their work dinged as written by AI when ran through these AI detectors. Meanwhile, some papers actually written by AI were being missed by the detectors entirely in the most extreme cases. We're currently at the worst AI text generation is ever gonna be. It has consequences for schoolwork and articles, as well as any piece of writing you consume on the internet, but most of the shit we interact with on a day-to-day basis is supposedly real people talking to each other on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, or hell, even LinkedIn. But even then, we've seen the idea of bot spam on Facebook spreading propaganda and influencing the results of elections. And on a less consequential note, a few years back, there was a big hoopla made about the amount of different accounts with similar girly aesthetics tweeting, "I hate texting," always followed by some shit like, "I just want to hug you," or "I hate texting, just come live with me." It led to a lot of people questioning if the accounts tweeting the shit were real people trying to piggyback off an ongoing trend, or just bots content farming shit out in the open. I'm willing to believe this on its own wasn't straight up bots, as I emancipate tweets from the people who first made them and tweet them myself fairly often. Copy pasting is not an uncommon practice amongst real Twitter users, but this phenomena doesn't exist in a vacuum. Landlords be like, "New paint, so rent is going up an extra $500 a month." The way you tackle complex issues with a balanced and nuanced approach is truly commendable. It adds depth to your content and encourages critical thinking. If you look at the replies of any of these major meme accounts, you'll probably start thinking that these person-to-person interactions will be the first human-made stuff to entirely disappear. There's been a recent consensus among a lot of Twitter users that replies to viral tweets used to be jokes that played off that original tweet, saying something that at least related to what a viral post was originally about. Hell, even in the replies to meme accounts, there would be clout sharks putting their own funny videos in the replies, something that was related to the audience consuming that original meme post to try and shave some fame for themselves off the top of another person's banger. But now, the Twitter algorithm prioritizes people who have paid for the blue checkmark to put at the top of replies and discoverability. And any account can get a checkmark if they pay for it. Sure, sometimes this means real people with real jokes will come to the top, but it's usually boilerplate shit. Where even if it is an actual person saying something, it's indistinguishable from a bot saying the most surface-level thing it can in response to a tweet. Despite Elon saying one of his main concerns with Twitter was how full of bots it was, Twitter's tummy looks more suspiciously robot-shaped than ever. Weird Dolly used to be a Twitter account dedicated to odd Dolly AI generations, back when the only AI images we had access to were really low-quality dog-shit Dolly smears. But after some time had passed, it rebranded as a general meme page, and its replies suffered the same fate that all modern meme accounts do. The OG post is a video captioned, "They said 1 plate per person," and the replies go, "1 plate, cool attempt, oh god, crying laughing emoji, 1 plate, tongue sticking out emoji, is this real food?" All of it is just vapid and soul-sapping, which I know is rich coming from me, but even if these are real people, it sure doesn't read like they are. Back in 2021, Caitlin Tiffany wrote an article for The Atlantic called "Maybe You Missed It, but the Internet Died 5 years ago," where she made a point that we can't really know for sure how much of the internet is fake. But more than that, she says, the theory feels true, before then citing the seeming repetitiveness of internet trends throughout the years. Caitlin posits that the best counter to dead internet theory is to look for evidence of life where you can find it. She wrote, "The best proof I have that the internet isn't dead is that I wandered onto some weird website and found an absurd rant about how the internet is so dead." These words made me get a bit introspective about the content online that I'm consuming. Sure, I have a larger than is healthy intake of Twitter, but the For You page there pumps out enough unique high-effort videos, images, and shitposts that make me believe a decent amount of what I've curated for myself to see there is real. real. But I wanted to dig deeper, and I really thought about the niche sites that I visit full of writing. And of course, my mind drifted to AO3. Archive of Our Own is a website that hosts fanfiction, one where there is no profit for incentive. In fact, it's directly against their TOS. The stereotype is that AO3 authors will write no matter what their real-life circumstances are, not even at threat to their own lives. To this day, I still read great and shitty works of literature there, both of which feel like they couldn't have been written by something other than a person. It's almost a safe haven from the dead internet theory doom scrolling. But I still have to ask, for how long? That Atlantic article was written in mid-2021. Finding signs of life on the internet is a nice sentiment, but it was a lot stronger of one in a pre-ChatGPT world. A world where the tools for just about anybody to generate writing with a prompt didn't exist yet. Even Archive of Our Own doesn't currently have a policy prohibiting AI-generated works, as their mission statement is to preserve all fan works, including ones that are AI-generated. There's a stipulation that AI-generated writing might be against certain spam policies, but it's far from across the board. To be clear, I don't even think that this is necessarily the wrong policy. AO3's long-term stated goals are preservation. I just genuinely don't know here. It's a complicated fence to slot between your ass cheeks, and this is an always developing situation. It's just that finding signs of life becomes harder as the ability of machines to produce grows stronger than humanity's. AI can generate paragraphs of text in seconds. It took me hours to write a rough draft of this script. It took more time to touch it up to a point where I was willing to record it, and there were still things I would have changed if I had more time. I haven't seen any AI works personally on AO3, but I stick to very specific corners and authors whose work I've enjoyed for years and who I rely on to find new shit. Humans just aren't the only ones who can see pre-existing works and make something new out of them anymore. Robots can do it too, and a lot faster. I mean, with how much dead internet theory is talked about now, ChatGPT could probably make an equally batshit post about it as the one that convinced Caitlin Tiffany the internet was still full of life, and then probably 10 more after that. A while ago at YouTube HQ, while the situation has vastly improved now, they used to have a real problem with botted views on the site. Employees even used to fear that it would lead to something called the inversion, an event where there would be so many fake views from bot traffic that real views would start being seen as out of the ordinary and those would get dinged as fake. I've got this big number that I'm proud of, 2 million subscribers. It feels good to say, but every now and then YouTube deletes a big chunk of them to cleanse out both inactive subs and botted subs. Not ones I botted on there, but stuff that other people did. I have asked myself more than once, a lot of my viewers are real, but with how many there are, some of them have to be fake. How many? I don't really have a nice conclusion here, or one at all if I'm being honest. Dead internet theory has rapidly become a lot more plausible, thanks to new tools popping up that make it possible, and the tools that make it happen becoming a lot more accessible. The shit that makes dead internet theory seem real didn't exist the first time someone mentioned the theory. It's a forever developing situation that we'll learn the answers and probably have even more questions about soon enough. This video was originally gonna be me just reading funny dead internet theory themed posts because I thought it was a bit silly. I still might do that because it's funny watching robots pretend to and fail at being human, but then I think of the character AIs that some people seem to think accurately simulate my sense of humor. I said it once and I'll say it again, this is the worst this technology will ever be. Will it ever get so good someday that I won't know if what I'm reading was written by a person? Or even more dramatically, will I stop caring about that? If bots started putting out non-stop gas, would I stop even thinking about if this was written by a human or not? Will I just take it as a given that it could be either, and if it makes me laugh, just happily consume my slop? I have no clue. This was a bit of a downer video. I guess this has been Kwite, and I'll see you next time.